We are going to see the Fuel of the Future chapter, section 3. Before going to the paragraph, we have to check some words meaning that are being used there. Before that, I would like you to subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up if you like the content, and share it with your friends. The words used are conventional. That means the things that are accepted the normal way. Like people don't go out of the way to call it a normal thing. Consistently, that is something which is done continually for some time, usually a longer period of time. Greenhouse gas, these are the gases in the Earth's atmosphere that trap heat. Aesthetic, it means a particular theory or conception of beauty or art. Also, it can belong to a particular taste which is pleasing to our senses and sight. Impact, it is a marked influence that causes after an action. Plight, danger, difficult, an unfortunate situation is plight. Remote, situated far from the main centers of population, that is very far away situated, we call it as remote. Intermittent, that is coming and going at intervals, which is not continuous. Lucrative is producing wealth or profitable. These are the words used. So let's go to the chapter and then come back to see if any word meanings we want to use there. This is the section 3, 5.3, section 3 of Fuel of the Future chapter. In this one, the questions asked are: is wind energy popularly used? What are its advantages? Does it have any drawbacks? Let's read the first paragraph. In the West, surveys have consistently shown that the public prefers wind and other renewable energy forms over conventional sources of generation. We have seen the meaning of conventional. Wind energy is free, renewable source. So no matter how much we use, it is still available. It will be still available. Same supply in the future. Wind energy is also a source of clean, non-polluting electricity. Unlike conventional power plants, wind plants emit no air pollutants and greenhouse gases. That means these are the advantages of your wind energy. People prefer using renewable sources, that means which can never end. It can be used again and again. This is done in the West. And why wind energy is preferred? Because it is a renewable and it will be always available. Free source like sun, wind, these are free that we get from our nature. Wind energy is also a source of clean, that means it is not polluting, non-polluting source of resource. And it also doesn't emit greenhouse gases. So these are the advantages of wind energy. Let's check the next paragraph. In 1990, California's wind power plant offset the emission of more than 2.5 billion pounds of carbon dioxide and 15 million pounds of other pollutants that would have otherwise been produced. It would take a forest of 90 million to 175 million trees to provide the same air quality. So it's a fact, or the number or the figure that is being given here, that is in the year 1990, California's wind power plants offset the emission of more than these many 2.5 billion pounds of carbon dioxide. Because of this wind power plants, that has reduced the emission and also other pollutants that would have otherwise been produced. So this wind power plants has helped in lesser emission of carbon dioxide and other pollutants. It would take a forest of these many forests or these many trees to provide the same air quality. So if you go for having this kind of data, these many trees, it's a big number, these many trees has to be used for giving clean air. Wind power is selected over any other source of resources. Next paragraph says, some have voiced concern over the noise produced by rotor blades, aesthetic impact, and the plight of birds that can fly into the rotors. Noise, the impact and plight of birds that fly into the rotor, the blades of your windmill. Most of these problems do not exist in India, as wind farms are located in remote areas, or the problems have already been resolved through technological development. So these are the disadvantages, like the noise and birds flying into the rotors of your windmill. But these problems are not usually seen in India because these windmills will be located in a remote area where these problems will not exist. And if a major challenge to use wind as a source of power is that it is intermittent and it does not always blow when electricity is needed. Not a continuous source of electricity. The fact remains that wind is the fastest growing source of electricity generation in the world, and who knows, might even be a lucrative career for many. So a good career for, or a more wage or salaried income can be bought by this windmill, in the field of windmill, where many employees will be employed. But the challenge that are being faced is these noises, birds flying into that, and not a continuous sources. And also we don't know that it can produce to be a good source of income for many. Hope you understood. First two paragraphs say about the advantages, and the next two paragraphs say about the disadvantages of the windmill or the wind energy. Let's check the intext question 5.3. First one is true or false. Say whether the following statements are true or false. Correct the false one. So you have to say which are right and which are wrong, which are not true. So first one is, people prefer conventional sources of energy to wind energy. That means people are interested in conventional sources than wind energy. So in the paragraph we have seen that people are not interested in the conventional sources. They are interested in the renewable sources of electricity. So first statement itself is false. Next one is, like oil, wind energy will one day be totally used up. No. So since it is renewable sources of energy, it will not be used up completely like oil. Okay, so this statement is also false. California's wind power plant are able to negate the bad influence of the enormous amounts of pollutants its factories create. So the meaning is, the wind power plants of California are able to negate. Negate means it produces a negative effect of the bad influence of the pollutants. The pollutants are being produced by the factories. So these wind power plants have helped in reducing its effect or impact. So we say this is true. A large number of trees are cut down to create space for wind power plants. This is a false statement. We have not seen this in the summary of section 3 of the chapter. Wind power plants operate noiselessly. This is false, since this is a disadvantage of your wind power plant. They create more noise. Next one is given below are some headings. Fill in the blanks against each heading with points from the section. Do not write long sentence, write in point form. So it is given here wind energy, its advantages, weakness, and what are the solutions. So we have seen in the section 3 portion what are the advantages. The advantages are people or the public prefers this wind energy sources. Next thing is, since it is a renewable source of electricity, it can never end. We can use it as it is from the nature, and it's also clean, non-polluting source of electricity or energy. Now, when it comes to weakness or the disadvantages, it would be like dangerous for the life of bird. Then the noise that is being produced when it moves, and it is not continuous, like its movement is not continuous for producing the electricity. Then the solution that are being given are, since the danger of bird's life exists for it, it should be located in remote area. In India, it is located in remote areas, and also technical ways or technology is used to overcome these problems. So hope you understood section 3, what are the different words and what are the summary of the section. You can well understand from the second question what are being discussed. So hope it was useful to you. If you like the video, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends. See you in the next video.